Oh, hello, hello, everyone. I'm just still gathering up my stuff. Usually, when I push the live button, it takes a few minutes to get going. And I was a little late this evening because I couldn't get the whole thing connected. But good evening, everybody. It is so good to be here. And today, of course, is always a good day in the month because it is the day that our new samples get released, which means it's a great day for anybody joining Tupperware. So if you're watching me for the first time, my name is Melanie Miller. And I've been at Tupperware now. This is my 17th year. And if you would like a new adventure, please click on the link above and join Tupperware. And if you just want to know more about Tupperware, then click on the link to join my VIP group because there are lots of things going on in there all the time. So today I am going to be using my stack cooker. I love my stack cooker. It is the thing that taught me how to cook. Now, this is not a complete one. I don't have the colander. Oh, yes, I do. I have the colander here, but I do not have the 1.7 liter container, which is what I need. So I'll just go and get that. And you know, the thing is, I have two stack cookers in my Tupperware drawers, and I use them so often that now you can see I'm interchanging two colors because one of the sets or part of the set is in the dishwasher. So good evening, Sharon. Good evening, Tammy. Good evening, Michelle. And I have a Facebook user on, Ingrid. I see you this evening, and Wendy. So the Facebook user said, hello, Melanie. And then somebody said, I'm in love with the new red stack cooker. So I'm not sure who that is. I'm in love with the new red stack cooker too. And unfortunately, the sample for it was not released today. They're holding it back until next week. But they did release all the fresh and cool samples today, so that was super exciting. So sample time is a great time to join Tupperware because you get Tupperware up to 65% off its regular price. And the trouble is with samples is they don't necessarily last the whole month, so you want to be a member as close to the release of samples as possible. So today I am going to make butter chicken, not butter chicken, peanut butter chicken. And I just remembered I didn't get the peanut butter out. And I have some smooth peanut butter, which is what I'm going to do. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make chicken. Now, the way the stack cooker works is it allows you to cook in layers. And today what I'm going to do is make rice in the bottom, and then in the middle I'm going to make my peanut butter chicken, and I'm going to throw some vegetables in there too. And then I will cook the whole thing in the microwave for 23 minutes, and I will have a delicious meal. So that is basically how the stack cooker works. If you wanted to, you could actually cook your meal like this, and on the top, you could put an apple crumble, a fruit sponge, maybe extra vegetables. Doesn't really matter. You can cook in 3 layers if you want to. But today I'm using 2 layers, and that is the most common way that I use my stack cooker. But we're going to start by using the middle section. You haven't seen this recipe yet? Can you subscribe? Can you substitute something else for peanut butter? I'm not really sure, Michelle, because you actually use peanut butter. So for it to be a peanut butter chicken, I'm guessing you have to use peanut butter, but maybe almond butter would work. So I'm not really sure. I've never tasted almond butter, but I know a lot of people use almond butter instead of peanut butter. So but it would be quite expensive, I think, because I believe almond butter is quite expensive. But you only need a third of a cup, half of a cup, sorry. So it's probably not so bad. Okay, so the first thing I'm actually going to do is cut up some onions. Now, in the recipe, it calls for onions, garlic, and ginger. Unfortunately, I forgot to buy any ginger, and I don't actually use garlic anymore. But what I will do is once I've chopped these, actually, no, I'll get it now. I'm going to put in some garlic salt and some ginger powder, so at least some of those flavors are there. Okay, so let's put those in here while we're chopping this up. Oh, yes. Well, I think people with peanut allergies would probably use almond butter. I believe that's something that is pretty popular as a replacement for peanut butter, but you would have to research that, Michelle. Oh, that's tough having a peanut allergy. Okay, so I am loving, because the stack cooker is coming out on special, I'm loving the excuse to get back to all my stack cooker recipes. Okay, so there we have our onion chopped, and we're going to put the onion with the spices, which I can now smell really well, into the middle section of my stack cooker. Now, when I use onion with my stack cooker, I usually try to, if I'm using it with chicken or something like that, I usually try to cook it by itself just for a few minutes so that it starts to release its sugars. Because one of the problems you sometimes have when you cook in the microwave is sometimes things can taste a little bland, and sometimes that's just because they've not had the opportunity to use the sugars to release their sugar. So I've got my onion with my spices and a little bit of olive oil, and we're going to put this now to cook for 3 minutes at 80% power. And why are we using 80% power? We're using 80% power when we use one of these by themselves, because we don't want to overcook the items so that they get to the point where they evaporate off any combined water molecules. And that's what happens when you use your microwave at 100% power, unless you're using it as part of a system, and I'll explain to you that when we get to that. So now by cooking it at 80% power, I'm actually giving the cooker a chance to cook it, and then a chance for the molecules to calm down, because it works for 80% of the time, and 20% of the time nothing's happening. And that's what 80% power means. It doesn't diminish the power, it just makes the power work for less time. Okay, so we are going to put half a cup of peanut butter. And I have got smooth peanut butter. I make this recipe with crunchy as well. I don't think it really matters. So I've got to do half a cup in here. And of course you can see it's a very generous half cup. So that's my peanut butter. And a lot of people would say to you, oh, don't use Kraft peanut butter. It's like really cheap and nasty. Well, I use it. It works for me, but I can understand if you want to use a better quality peanut butter in your cooking. And we also need this magic stuff, which is called hoisin sauce. It's like a sweetened soy sauce. It's very thick, and you can make your own. And one of the ingredients, I think, in hoisin sauce is I'm just looking now. It does have some garlic in, and it does have soy sauce. So it's sugary. It has sugar in it too. So hoisin and peanut butter. And what I want to be able to do is mix this all up as a sauce. So I'm going to get my paddle rather than my blade for this. So this item that I'm using at the moment is called the Supersonic Chopper, the Supersonic Chopper Extra. And as you can see, it chops onions beautifully, but it can also act as a blender. And that's what we're going to use it for today. So I'm going to put in now my hoisin sauce into here. Okay. I'm going to put my peanut butter into here. I'm actually doing this recipe from memory, so I'm hoping that I'm remembering it right, because I think the other thing that I have to add into here now is some chicken broth. And so I've got my bovril here, and I'm going to get a teaspoon. And here's my onion, which has been on for 3 minutes. Smells delicious. And as you can see, the onion has gone translucent. So, or that's a posh word for saying clear. So it is clear, which means that it started to cook. It started to release those sugars I was talking about. Okay, now I think this is 2 teaspoons and 1 cup of water. So I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of this. Now, if you can make your own chicken broth, well, it would be so much better. I haven't got to that. I tend to use bovril, but I always when it's on special. So sometimes I have lots of bottles in my cupboard and sometimes not at all. So I'm making about a cup of chicken stock. And I'm going to mix this in here with the peanut butter and the hoisin sauce. So put that in. And it doesn't matter how much you mix it, still leaves a little bit of the stuff at the bottom. Now, the thing about this chicken broth like this is it's pretty salty. So you probably don't need to be adding extra salt in if you use that. Okay, let's mix this all up together. Ingrid says, I always have chicken broth frozen. That's really good that you cook from the bones. One day, Ingrid, I'm going to have to ask you how to do that because I've never done that. I guess I should look up a recipe. Okay, so there we have now our mixture of sauce, which is going to go on our chicken. Good evening, Melissa. Nice to see you. And Darlene and Linda, so good to see you guys this evening. And if anybody's watching who hasn't watched before, this channel, i.e. Melanie Miller Tupperware, I make simple, easy recipes that I hope are tasty. And they usually are tasty. Yesterday we had the leftovers from the day before. But what did I make yesterday evening? Oh, no, the salads were from the day before. I'm just trying to remember. No, I did. I made salads last night and they were really delicious. So we enjoyed that for dinner. Let me get the chicken. Now, one of the big advantages of selling Tupperware is to be able to get your pantry, your freezer, your fridge set up with the Tupperware systems. So you can take advantage of buying chicken breast when it's on special and then freezing it. And when I buy chicken breast, I'm going to prepare some of it cut ready and freeze it like that. And some chicken breast I'm going to put in as whole pieces. But by being a Tupperware member, and you can join just by clicking the link above, by being a Tupperware member, you get all of your Tupperware at least 25% off. And at sample time, it's actually more than 25. It's more like 65%. Okay, let me put this chicken in here. So I got the chicken out earlier today and it's been defrosting. And now I'm just going to mix the chicken so that it has like a coating of the onion. So it's all mixed in. Okay. So before I pour the sauce onto here, oh, the raisin bread was delicious. It was really, really delicious. I put the bones in water and let it boil. Okay, add celery, carrots, and tomatoes and potatoes. Okay, thanks, Ingrid. That's good. It's one of those things that you think that you'll do and you actually never get round to it. So thank you for that. So I'm going to get my basmati rice. And one of the tricks I've learned is that when you pour your rice, always pour it over the container it's going to end up in, so that if it spills, it doesn't matter. So we're going to do a cup of basmati rice. Now, do you remember the other day I said I'm not making a cup of rice because we always have some left over. And so I'm going to do 3/4 of a cup tonight. So guess what happened? I did 3/4 of a cup. Then Alan says, oh, I'd really like seconds. Is there any rice? And I said, no, actually, I didn't make as much rice today as usual. So I'm going back to my 1 cup. So I've got 1 cup of rice. I'm going to put in 2 cups of water. Okie dokie. And the only thing I need to put in here is a bit of salt. So cooking rice in the stack cooker is when it's in layers like this is one of the best things, and it works every single time. Now occasionally I've had a little bit of an overspill, so I end up with a bit of water, but it doesn't happen very often. I would say generally it's really, really good. Okay, so I've got my chicken coated with my onion mix. Now I've got my, let's just give this another little pull. I've got my sauce here, ready to go. And it has a sort of thick texture. So I'm going to pour this now over my chicken. So this looks good. Where's my spatula? It's hidden under here. So I want to make sure that I get all the sauce in here. And this is, or every time I make this, it is so delicious with your basmati rice. Okay, so what I'm going to do that's different that I don't usually do, and I saw this on a video, is I'm going to actually throw in some frozen veggies on the top so that they cook with the meal. My veggies are a little frozen together because we had another power outage, right? So what happens, they melt a little bit and then they go back together. Because usually that's the sound of frozen vegetables in a Tupperware. So I'm going to pour some of these in as well. So I've got some edamames and some peas that I've got in here. And actually at the end, I've got some cauliflower. I'm going to throw some cauliflower in. I'm not going to put the cauliflower in right now because I don't want the whole dish to taste of cauliflower. So I'll just throw that in for the last 2 or 3 minutes so it gets steamed and cooked, and then we can serve the whole thing together. So, yes, thank you, Ingrid. Olga, yes, I have my pantry right behind me. So that is another one of our cooking systems. And of course, when you have your pantry organized, all you have to do is go and grab your basmati rice. It takes you 2 seconds to find it. And when it goes down and it's low in stock, you know you have to buy some more. Okay, guys, so that is it. Now I'm going to cook this in the microwave. Probably 22 minutes is the time I usually do it. What that does is that ensures that my chicken is super tender and delicious to taste, and all the flavors that are in the middle will mix together. Now, say I had somebody that hated butter chicken, peanut butter chicken, didn't want it, but they love rice. It's super easy. You can still use the rice in the bottom because it won't taste of the peanut butter chicken. It won't be contaminated at all. And you could take a portion of rice for them and serve it with something else. So that is one of the great things about cooking with the Tupperware stack cooker. You can cook it, and even with a dessert on the top, if you were going to make apple crumble and put it on the top here, I promise you it would not taste of peanuts. So if you haven't joined Tupperware yet, today is a really good time to join because we have access to samples. And next week, we are going to have a beautiful red stack cooker. And if you're excited to try to learn some simple, fast, tasty recipes, then you will want to join so that you can get your stack cooker for only $98.25 instead of $165. So it really is a big saving. And in fact, you can join Tupperware with a $59 membership, add the price of the stack cooker on sample, and it's still going to be less than the price you would pay for buying a stack cooker by itself. That's impressive. So click on the link above if you would like to join. Okay, guys, that is it from me today. Let's do a draw because I have a lot of you in the draw today. And what do you get for your draw today? You get a small, deep Frischmart, which has a value of $37. I still can't say that and believe it, because the small deep fridge smart, in my mind, it still costs $25, but the prices have gone up over the last few years. And so a small deep fridge smart is now $25. And I'll show you what a small deep fridge smart looks like. So this is one of our small deep fridge smarts, and I'm offering this as the raffle gift every day when you come and watch me at live at 5. But I'm charging, I think I said yesterday, Wendy's going to have to remind me, but I think I said yesterday that I'm charging $15 for, I can't remember. Wendy, you just let me know if you can remember what I said. $10. Yes, I was going to say $10 and I thought, did I really say $10? So you can have this as your reward for watching my live for just $10 when you are the winner. So thank you. I really, really appreciate you all being here this afternoon. So I'm definitely going to enjoy my dinner, Darlene. And let me do the draw. Let's pull this over and we will. Oh, I did it. I did it already. And who is it? Melissa. Melissa, you are the winner. I had already pressed it. So Olga, sorry, it's not you. It's Melissa who's the winner. So Melissa, should you want to take the prize, you just need to claim it from me, love. So it is a small deep fridge smart for $10. And once you claim it from me, we can work out how we can get it to you. So that is the reward you guys have for watching me today. So thank you so much. It has been super fun this afternoon. And remember, if you're watching me for the first time, please join my VIP group. We have lots of fun in there and lots of fun things happen. And should you say, okay, maybe now's the time to join because I would love one of those stack cookers and a red one, then please enroll and click on my joining Tupperware link. So thanks, guys. Have a great evening. And yes, I'll see you later. I'm sorry, guys, we've only got one box tonight, but in some ways that's good. That means it'll be a fast unboxing tonight and I can get to bed early. So that's it from me. Take care. Bye for now.